Hey guys, welcome back to SEADOGS Can Fly. This is episode number 42. Last time out we left off drawing with Chelsea, which set us up very nicely, top of the table. 5 points clear now though, and the first live-com game is against second place Manchester United. We're at Old Trafford, huge title decider already, and it's only just after Christmas Day. Let's hope we can get an early present, but before we jump into the episode itself, don't forget to subscribe, click that bell button and hit the like if you enjoy the episode itself. Let's roll the intro.
12 years in that division and they're out.
So, since drawing with Chelsea, we went on and beat Lille 1-0. Christian Palm scored here. It was a weekend 11 because we'd already qualified for the next round of the Champions League. And we're actually going to be playing Borussia Mönchengladbach. So, hopefully we should get to see a quarter-final out of this season. We then thrashed Leeds 3-1 away from home. Really great result here. Joey Stevens grabbed a brace, Tezar scoring the other goal, before we came up against Manchester United in the EFL Cup quarter-final. We were at home, but I didn't hold out much hope. But my young team, second string, put on one hell of a display. Belkayat scored 2 goals on the 20th and 27th minute. Then Johan David scored a corker. Really nice team goal there. That was on the 33rd minute, before Rashford and Lawal gave us a bit of a scare towards the end of the first half. It did go and score though in the 94th minute with another great goal. My kids were fantastic this game. They're all under the age of 20, the ones that were scoring, so great to see that the future's looking bright and really promising for today's first live-com game. We then followed that up with a 3-3 draw at home to Stoke. This one was really frustrating, purely because they were playing a similar system to us. They had 3 at the back, 2 wing backs, and then the same setup as us in the middle. Basically, we play wingers, they play wing backs. That's the only difference. We had 41 shots, they only had 7. They seemed to score every time they went forward, which is something we're going to have to watch out for going forward in the future. Newcastle were dispatched 3-0. Mariba with a penalty, Stevens scoring an Alvarado. Dominant display. Yusuga was fantastic. He had 4 key passes and 3 chances created in that game, so great to see he stepped up since Grasso's injury. And then we went and won 3-0 against Fulham. Likewise, Yusuga was sensational in that game. But yeah, we've definitely missed Grasso, we've missed Silveira, and we've missed Lemur, all of which were injured. We've had other issues with injury as well, and I think that just goes to show that the system a bit of a problem in terms of its intensity and its propensity towards injuries. So the first live com of today, guys, we are Old Trafford against Manchester United. They're 5-4 favourites in second place. We're 5 points above them. Chelsea have dropped points, Tottenham have dropped points, so have Arsenal. Liverpool have not been that great so far this season either. It really is going to be between us and Man United, I feel. Now, we beat them in the Cup. They were playing a 4-4-2 then. They're reverting back to their 4-3-1-2. This is the formation that has destroyed us the last 2 seasons. However, we're now playing the 3-4-1-2 decoy. So I'm hoping that packing out that midfield and getting the 3 centre-backs will help us handle Lawal and Amadi's runs in behind, as well as the creativity that they have in the middle of the pitch there. The defence is reasonably strong as well, but we might have a few opportunities ourselves in behind if they overcommit to the attack. We're missing Lemur, which is a huge problem because he's our best midfielder for sure in the deep line playmaker role, as well as George Grasso, who's got 3 goals and 8 assists this season. He's been fantastic off the right, but his understudy Yusuga has been brilliant himself, as he saw in the highlights. 9 goals and 5 assists for the German so far this season. Going to have to stick with Malé, Brignone and Stelico at the back. Malé is obviously a makeshift centre-back, but he's fast, and I think we're going to need that pace to cover in behind. Alvarado starts from the left, mainly for his speed, but also because Agassi played in the last game, and he's a little bit more fatigued. Mariba and Tezar are going to have to be the creative force there, and Silveira is finally back from his injury, which you all saw him out with in the last episode. We've missed him dearly with his assists. Monroe and Stevens are going to be the main 2. I think Stevens will be the difference this game. If he's on form, I reckon we could even win this match. If he's not bagging his goals, he scored 15 from 15 starts, then we will definitely struggle, because that ball in behind will be prominent, and that is how we're looking to score. We call it decoy for a reason. The strikers, the attacking midfielder, the wingers, they all act as a decoy to basically offer room to that advanced forward. Come on, you SEADOGS. First highlight, and Stevens has got a bruised knee, so already a minor injury to one of our players. Let's hope he can play through that as United launch a counter-attack and score. Pellegrini on the end of it. That is a bad start, isn't it? From a set piece as well. Worst way to concede a goal in Football Manager. The tracking of defenders in this game is awful sometimes. That's why I think decoy does so well. Yusuga with a long throw. Pellegrini, they're going to go for another counter-attack, but we dealt with it this time. Yusuga to Tezar, Silveira, Mariba. Nice pass to Yusuga, who was greedy and got lucky in the end. Joey Stevens. We said he'd be important in this game. He's bagged his first goal of the match. The big question in my mind is, at what point do I bring Stevens off? We really do need to avoid any injuries to him, but at the same time, he's going to be so vital. And was he pulled back there? I felt like he was pulled back maybe, but possibly not. That ball in behind was difficult there. They were quite deep, to be fair, United's defensive line. And they've just taken on the entire team. Leonard Lawal with his 19th for the season, and Amadi was the one assisting as well. That strike partnership has been a vein in my side for the last 2 seasons. It really has. But we've got an opportunity to pull another one back in. Long throw, nothing happening, but Mariba back out to Yusuga. Tezar, Yusuga again, crosses, goal. Joey Stevens with his 2nd of the match and 17th for the season. Yusuga has been fantastic from the right, and he's actually making it difficult for Grasso to get back in the team with how well he has played. Got another set piece here from a throw-in. Yusuga goes long. Nothing happening there. Morrison cleans up well, but it comes back to Yusuga, and Alvarado's at the far post. That attacking overload that we always talk about was very prominent there, and Alvarado takes advantage with his 4th of the season. I know this came from a long throw, but the ball did come out to Yusuga. Look how many bodies we've got in the box there. You've got the advanced forward, the pressing forward, the attacking midfielder, and 2 wingers, all capable of getting in there. And it's that overload that creates the name decoy for me. It really does create a massive issue for the opposition. Appreciate that, lads. Let's see some more of that in the second half. So the first highlight of the second half goes to us. It's on the 47th minute. Yusuga nearly picks out a pass, and we've still got an opportunity here. Tezar to Alvarado to Silveira, back to Alvarado, and that is sensational football. Wow, 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 what a goal. Silveira back on the assist in his first game back from injury, but look at that play, and massive overload in the middle. We keep talking about it. Sorry, I'm like a broken record, but that is why they can't handle it. They don't know who to mark and which runner to pick up. 4-2 at Old Trafford. Not quite sure where this game is going, but we will take the scoreline as it is. Let's get Stevens off now, I think. What we're going to do is we're going to get Belkaya on. Now, I always drone on about playing the striker on his preferred side of the pitch. Belkaya's far better on the left side, which you can find by hovering over their icon there. It tells you which side they're best on. So we're going to switch the roles around, and just to basically get him on his favourite side, so that when he gets opportunities, he's got a better chance of taking them. Okay, now's the time to get Yusuga off. So Agassi can come on, swap sides with Alvarado, and in the centre we should probably get Silveira off. We don't want him getting injured. I'm going to bring Billy Jones on. He's done really well in that deep line playmaker role since coming out of the reserves. His stats have gone up massively. He's played 4 games and only got 1 assist, but he's had a 7.77 average rating. That's balmy. He's only 17 years old. Picked up from Norwich, remember? And we paid, I think it was $250,000 for him. They had him on the transfer list, which is just absolute madness. A homegrown English player at 17 years old seems to have great potential, and they're just letting him go like that. Into injury time now. The clock's ticking down. We should see this match out, and it's a victory at Old Trafford, 4-2. That puts us, what's that, 8 points clear now at the top. You would imagine that we shouldn't be throwing this away. I shouldn't speak too soon. We've got some really tough games coming up, one of which you're going to see in a second. But yeah, let's move on to the next LiveCom game. So we play through the FA Cup third round against Leeds off camera, guys. Yusuga scored in the 37th minute in this game. Sak Il Highland missed a penalty but then hit the rebound. That was an Alvarado assist again because he was the one who got brought down in the box before Christian Palm bagged himself a brace. And it's quite funny we should be talking about Yusuga and Alvarado because both players have actually come up in the awards. Alonso Alvarado came third place in Player of the Year. Bit of a shock there, in all fairness. He managed 6 goals and 13 assists out of 36 games for the year, 7.09 average rating, so I'm not quite sure what's warranted him being in there, but we will take that. It is for North America, of course, so... but Yusuga, European Golden Boy, 15 goals, 12 assists and a 7.38 average rating. Fantastic. He joins an illustrious list of players. There's some cracking regens there, but you've also got Ansu Fati, Haaland, Felix, De Ligt, Mbappe, Martial, Sterling, Pogba, the list goes on. So both have done exceptionally well. We've also got some transfer news for you. I have brought in a new player. For 20 million, Arturs Zelenkovs comes in at the age of 18. He's Latvian. We signed him from Zenit St. Petersburg. The deal's been done for quite a while. I think a couple of seasons ago we negotiated it, but he could only join now due to... ice cream man if you want one. He can only join now because of his age. He played in the Leeds game, played reasonably well. I'm quite excited about this kid. I think he's got an amazing base of attributes. We need to get that quickness up and a bit of balance maybe as well, but he should be a really great player. And the bonus is a player that I'm looking to sell, which is Kees de Jong. He's hopefully going to be leaving for 28 million. We've had a bid in. I can't even remember who it was from now. That's it, Eintracht Frankfurt. So if we can get 28 million for him, that is a massive bargain in terms of getting Zelenkovic in, because he's a far better player, especially potentially. Next game we're going to play is against Brighton. This is in the League Cup semi-final first leg, so a good opportunity of silverware here because it'll be, in theory, Wolves or Everton, I think, that we would play in the final. I'm going with a reasonably strong 11, but the back three, I am resting my best players because I want them available for the Everton game at home, which is only in 2 days' time. You're going to be watching that with me. And also, because they've only got one striker, I don't think we're going to need a stronger side at the back with them only playing one up front. Palm is a bit of a worry as our second choice striker in the pressing forward role. We'll have to see how he gets on, but I'm definitely playing Silveira and Yusuga and Agasea because we're definitely going to need that speed and their creativity in behind. I'm not too happy with that team talk. They haven't reacted to it at all, so let's passionately tell them all I have faith in them. Always find it's better to have green response than nothing at all. Come on, you SEADOGS. First highlight falls to Scarborough with a long throw. Palm nods it on, but it's cleared well. Salami. Could Brighton get, dispossessed, and Agasea misses the opportunity. Another highlight here. Yusuga crosses in. Goes deep, but Agasea has picked up a bruised foot there, which is a bit frustrating. We'll have to keep him on for now. Yusuga crosses to Stevens, though, and Palm must have overheard our little chat during the preview because he's gone and scored his 8th of the season. We've said it before about Palm. He's got amazing ability, great finishing, but he doesn't score anywhere near enough goals, and I think it comes down to his lack of quickness. His pace and acceleration just have not gone up at all. They were stood at 13 for both for so long. He's now got 14 on his pace, so it's gone up slightly, but at the age of 21, those aren't going to go up much more now. So we'll probably look to offload the Danish striker, I reckon, in the summer, see if we can get 30 odd million for him. And just as I say that, Palm almost crosses for a Yusuga second goal. Playing really well there, actually. The pressing game with the 3-4-1-2 works so well against sides that camp out in their own half. That's something we struggle against with the other systems that I use, Concerto and the Three Amigos. And there you go, another example of the press. Nothing came of it though, but Highland, the 17-year-old, swings the ball forward. No one on the end of it. Hover to Kudaburi, all the way back to the goalkeeper. Rodak, can they build out again from the back? Lukaku. This is probably going to end with nothing in the end. Stevens, Silveira, ball back over the top to Stevens, who scores with his second chance. 18th of the season. He's been a little bit cold recently. Yes, he scored a couple against Man United, but they were real simple chances. Other than that, he's been missing quite a few opportunities, so we'll probably get him off, I think, and give him a little bit of a rest before the game against Everton. So leading into half-time, guys, we've only got 9 minutes left, and a very promising free kick for Zelenkovs. And the new signing scores his first goal of the season in only his second start. We played him against Leeds just to test him out and see how he'd do. And I've not even noticed that he's good from set pieces. Clearly must be. We'll have a look at that in just a second. There we go. So what's he got? 15 for free kicks. Only 6 for long shots though, and shite technique, so I wouldn't have expected him to be that good from set pieces, in fairness. We'll take it though. So 3-0 at half time. Brighton haven't had a shot on goal, not even a sniff. Very easy performance for us so far, and we'll have the opportunity to rest some legs before the next big game in the league, which I'm actually going to take now, I think. So, Yusuga and Agasea are the two that I should bring off. I think we'll have Yusuga off because we're not going to have the main man back, Grasso, for the next game, I don't think. And we'll also bring Monroe on for Stevens. And I'm going to have Silveira off, I think. Or should I have Lemur off because he's only just come back? Yeah, let's have Lemur off because we're going to need him in the next game. Billy Jones can have a game. There we go, team talk, passionate tone that can make the difference. I always use that. And we should be seeing this game out and through to a second leg where we can rest all of our players. And Artos Zelenkovs makes it 2 goals from 2 starts. 4-0 to the SEADOGS. Well, that's one hell of a debut, isn't it? 9.4 average rating. Definitely going to get the man of the match ball. And it looks like he's a prospect for us going forward for sure. With him, Brignone and Stolicko all at centre back. I mean, Stolicko is 24 now, so he's only really got 6 years in him, if that. But the other two are very young, and we've also got Highland coming through the ranks, who's only 17 or 18 now, if he hasn't had his birthday yet. So, yeah, massive potential at the back going forward for us. And as the clock ticks down, Brighton have had 2 shots, 1 on target, 0 chances. We've had 4 clear-cut chances in 2 half, 12 shots of our 19 were on target, and I think we were fantastic. Great to see Zelenkovs do so well and get man of the match there. And that will take us on nicely to the Everton game. Let's just double check we've got no injuries. Agasea is out for a couple of days with that bruised foot, so that's good news. Let's just process him through to the Everton game, and massive result in the title challenge. Tottenham just turned over Man United, and while initially I thought that was a good thing, I then realised Tottenham actually now go second. So, to be fair, we do have 2 games in hand though, and if we won both those games, we would be 10 points clear at the top. Going into towards the end of January. So we've beaten Everton 3 times out of all 3 games that we've played against them. Definitely expecting a similar result since we're at home. Massive favourites. They've got a decent team, but nothing that should be overthrowing us with the sort of form that we're in. Grasso comes back into the side after injury. He's only going to be on the bench though. His physicals have dropped. He's been out for quite a while, so we're going to have to wean him back in. Yusuga on the right and Alvarado on the left, the 2 award winners. And of course we're going to go with Stevens up top alongside Monroe. Hopefully Stevens can add to those 18 goals he's already got so far this season. The back line's pretty much as strong as it gets, and Lemur is going to be playing deep line playmaker after he's now fully recovered from his virus. Let's challenge the lads to pick up where they've left off. We've been fantastic, and with Everton only playing a back 4, no DMCs, no other real defensive players, we should really dominate this game and come out easy victors. And Stevens almost gets us started with a goal. We've had a few early chances, but in fairness, in 35 minutes, I would have expected more than that. Mariva's picked up a bruised shin, so he might have to come off, but I'm going to demand more of the lads because this has been pretty piss poor so far. Feels like Everton are just sitting back and hoping that they can counter us, but I'm hoping we can maybe get a goal just before half time because that would really set us nicely up for the second half. Martinez though goes back to the right back. Howard, Santafe back to Howard, and Monroe's dispossessed him. Oh, I can't finish. That was a terrible shot. Tame as hell. Got a free kick though, and Alvarado finds Silveira. First goal of the season for Lucas Silveira, the advanced playmaker. Really quite surprising considering the role that he's playing in, because he's also on attack duty. You'd think he'd probably get in on goal more often, but he does bag himself quite a few assists, so you can forgive him for that. In at half time, Everton had one shot, wasn't even on target. They've created 9 fouls, and to be honest, that's pretty much been their game, just trying to break up ours. So nice to be in with the lead, and hopefully we can kick on in the second half. I'm going to get Mariba off in a second, I think. I don't want to risk him for too long, just in case that bruising turns into a bigger issue. We'll probably have El Id on. I'm quite confident that we're going to win this game. And I think we'll probably have Yusuga off and give Grasso a game because he's just coming back from injury. The last switch is going to be Stevens off because he's been pretty piss poor for BELATED. Still finely balanced at 1-0. I'm hoping that Everton aren't going to nick a goal from their one chance. That's kind of what happened in the Stoke game where we drew 3-3. So I'm just hoping that we can maybe nick another goal, and Munro does just that. He sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, dispatches it into the bottom right himself, and Brendan Lemo there with the assist. Brilliant. 56th minute and we are home and hosed now. Pretty woeful display here from Everton. We've had 14 shots out on target, loads of chances, but they have just had a defensive game and that has been it. Nothing else to it. Look at that, long ball over the top. You're never going to find him when we've got 3 centre-backs. Malé brings the ball forward for us. Lemur, the deep line playmaker, to El Id, who's come on off the bench. Searching ball to Alvarado. Takes on his man. He's got agility, he's got acceleration, but he can't finish. Pickford with an easy save there. Eze, the ex-QPR winger, goes back to Harry Maguire, who's dispossessed easily by Munro. That's what the pressing forward can do. And the pressing forward scores his 13th goal of the season. That's 3-0 up. And this game definitely is beyond doubt now. Maguire dawdling on the ball, but look at both players. Who goes for him? Do I go for him? Do you go for him? And then the counter-attack with all those bodies forward. That is what makes this system tick. It almost shouldn't work, but it does. It's bizarre. I will probably end up sharing the tactic at some point when I get a little bit further into the season. Haven't got time right now, but we will be sharing it at some point soon. As Orsolini scores for Everton. That makes it 3-1. Bit of a consolation goal. I think that's their only shot on target as well, which is frustrating. Came from nowhere. They only had one player in the box. Both centre-backs that were in there couldn't deal with it. And that goes back to what frustrates me with the match engine this year. There was 2 centre-backs there to take mark one man. They should have been able to do with that, but because the other centre-back, the left-sided centre-back, was actually out dealing with the winger, that just left that slot available. But the defenders should have used their brains and actually closed him down. Anyway, that's by and by. We'll have to play with what we've got. As we almost, oh no, we do score. Belkayak got lucky there, but we will take it. 9th goal of the season. Georges Grasso gets an assist off the bench, and a little mazy run there, which is nice to see. Almost gets taken down, cuts back inside, dinks it over, goal. Pickford's been pretty awful today, and with 3 minutes remaining, we should run out easy victors in the end. So we now need one more win from our games in hand, and we will be 10 points clear at the top of the table. The title is looking pretty much wrapped up already. 5 clear-cut chances and 4 half chances in that game. Everton had just 2 shots on target and one of them went in the back of the net. Right, boys, well that's it. Let's have a quick look at the league table to finish the episode off. Like I say, we are top on 54 points. Tottenham are on 57, United on 47 and 46. Stevens is the top goal scorer in the league by quite some way. But the stats that really make the most difference to me are the fact that Agasea and Yusuga are both in the distance covered, whereas Yusuga and Grasso are in the dribbles per 90-minute bracket. That is what the system is about, with those wingers really creating lots of chances and havoc, while the central players distract the opposition and pull players out of position. Right, I've blabbered on long enough, we'll leave it there. I'm not quite sure when we're going to come back. To be honest, I want to get through a fair few Premier League games now, because I'm starting to feel like that's going to get wrapped up soon. The League Cup final might be one to come back for, maybe even mixed in with Champions League. All depends on how we get on. Okay guys, take care. Hope you enjoyed your weekend, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much.